Yep, there we go. What's up, everybody? How you doing? It's your man Phil Williams from the Phil Williams Show. Oh, no, it's Philosophy now. Yeah, welcome to Philosophy with Phil Williams. This is that place where I share my American experience, my conservative experience, my Christian experience, and share with you the philosophies that kind of get us inspired to save our country. What's up, Carl Hansen? How you doing? I hope I say your name right. Imani, last name Imani. Okay, Tim Plotner, Rick Light, how you doing? Amy Hollis Krause. It's Phil time. Yes, it is. Hey, Kirby Cumfield, how you doing, bro? Tina McCullough, how you doing? Lori Leth, how you doing? S, how you doing, Miss Lori? God bless you. I miss you. Yes, I do. Hey, guys. Thank you again. Welcome to Philosophy. If this is your first time tuning in to the Phil Williams Show, Philosophy with Phil Williams, welcome. I am a tall conservative. I love this country. I love this country, the good, bad, and the ugly. But I love Jesus Christ more. And my love for Christ is what's going to help us, in my opinion, in this country. I am about functioning conservatism. I am a conservative, not a Republican, not a Democrat. Matter of fact, I am a political atheist. I put my faith in none of the parties. I don't do it. I'm a political atheist. But I am a true conservative, a true Christian, and accountability is one of the biggest things we're missing. Functioning our conservatism is what's needed. It's no longer can be a talking point. We can no longer talk and sound conservative. We have to produce something that's conservative and make it real to the people that we're trying to win over. Saving this country through conservatism, through the power of Jesus Christ and accountability is why we are in the position we are in right now. Again, thank you guys. Sorry I can't say hello to everybody. I want to give a special shout out to my business partner, Patricia Baisden, Master Sergeant retired Patricia Baisden. She and we have a program through Little Jimmy called Little Jimmy's Get Fit Challenge. This is where we are promoting childhood obesity, not promoting it from the standpoint of getting obese, but getting them not to be obese. Functioning these kind of things in our community. But I just giving a shout out to her. Go to Baisden's Health Zone. Go to Baisden's Health Zone and check out some of the things that she's doing. She does things through DNA testing and getting you a specific kind of dietary type thing to help you based on your DNA, because a lot of things are because, you know, you have a different kind of blood type and you eat certain kind of things and it causes certain kind of reactions. Go to Baisden's Health Zone. Baisden's Health Zone. She is my business partner. She is helping me function in the community with Little Jimmy and the Little Jimmy Get Fit Challenge. Please check her out. Master Sergeant Patricia Baisden. That's Baisden Health Zone. Go to Baisden Health Zone. Check it out. But anyway, again, let me get to why I'm here. You know, have you ever heard the phrase, you can win the battle, but you can lose the war? You can win the battle, but you'll lose the war. See, what has happened, in my opinion, is someone made the decision. They knew after 8 years of Obama, they knew that we were not going to go another 4 years of Obama, potentially 8. They knew it. And when I say they, I mean the liberals, Democrats, progressives, socialists, all these kind of things. See, they have the patience of Job. They have the ability to chip away at certain things to get to the end result of what they're looking for. They are the masters of the minority. That progressive agenda, the minority changed the definition of marriage. A very small minority. How did they learn these things? Because they seen in the Revolutionary War, they seen a very small minority of our country stand up to the British and win and saved our republic. They see, they don't believe in Christ, but they see the kind of things that Christ does. They see how God functions massively in the minority. 2 fish, 5 loaves of bread, very small amount of food, fed the masses. Where 2 or 3 are gathered in his name, He's there. See, it doesn't take a large amount of things. Liberalism and socialism and the things that destroy this country, understand that. See, you got to understand something. The devil understands God. He just don't respect him. He just wants to be God, but he understands it. And he has to use God's tactics to get you hoodwinked. It has to have an essence of God. It has to sound like doctrine without being sound doctrine. And see, liberalism understands this. So they function in the minority. So they knew after 8 years of running roughshod over this country under Obama, they knew they were not going to get another 4 years. But they didn't want it. They didn't want it. But the right side of America, with the help of some dude named Rance Priebus, they wanted to win the war. They wanted all three branches to have an R on it. And he came up with the bright idea that we have to open our primaries. We have to open our primaries so that we can win this war and get all three houses, all three branches. See, they were battle-minded. So since battle-minded. So they prepared for battle. And the liberals loved it. The media loved it. If you think the media was for Obama and Hillary and they're liberal and they're biased and things of this nature, what do you think has changed? If you think the media is money hungry and ratings hungry and things of this nature, what do you think has changed? It hasn't changed. But thanks to Obama, you have been fundamentally transformed. If common sense was the fundamentals, you have been transformed. You don't think common sense. If you know when you're being hustled and swindled was fundamentals, you've been transformed. You don't even understand when you're being hustled and swindled. They wanted to win the battle so bad that they picked somebody they thought could battle. Where am I going with this? Here's where I'm going. Here's some kryptonite. This is what's going to weaken everyone that thinks they're strong in their support for Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not concerned about winning 2020. Why? Because the media is not concerned about winning 2020. They just know that you are. You're still fighting that battle when they are fighting a war. Thanks to Donald Trump, a Republican, Christian, anybody with morals and values will never occupy the government to where it can have any kind of control. It won't happen. The Trump in 2020 is his children, possibly in Congress, possibly in the Senate. Donald Trump is not concerned about him. You think he's concerned about him. How else, use some common sense, see, I'm not fundamentally transformed. How else do you think this dude can keep saying stupid stuff and still remain the president? Because of your favorite politician. See, he is maligning the whole right side of America. They don't stand for nothing anymore. We are so stuck on the battle. We're not understanding we're losing the war. The media on both sides, the very same liberal media, they love Donald Trump. He is one of them. You think he's one of us. Just a piece of paperwork makes you think he's one of us. What has he done? He said he likes that word reciprocal. What has he done reciprocal for a Republican politician? Where they stick up for him, where is he sticking up for them? How in an election year, a very important election year, how does the Republicans talk about shutting down the government for a wall after they positioned us as unhumane, separating families, and we don't care about nothing. And then he's going to hold you hostage to a wall. Your favorite politician hostage during an election year. See, the battle that the Democrats understand now that will help them win the war is for the independents. The people that said, screw the Republican Party, screw the Democrat Party. But since he bought into this binary thing, they got to go somewhere. We're not strong enough to unite a third party. So they're battling for the independents. Show me where Donald Trump is going to win over an independent if his total focus is on his bigoted base. Where does he win an independent over? You cannot win an independent over if you're immoral, if you seem to have no values, if you seem to be greedy. Where is Donald Trump reciprocating for your politician that backslid off of their morals and values to support him? Show me where the reciprocation is at. You can't. You can't. Show me where Donald Trump is looking out for the Republican Party. You can't. Show me where Donald Trump is looking out for conservatism. You can't. Show me where Donald Trump is even looking out for the church. You can't. But all these things are the ones that's keeping Donald Trump out there. And the liberals love it. The liberals know he's one of them. You're the stupid people that said he's one of you. Jack bootleg preachers sold Jesus out so you can have this evil. You see what I'm saying, people? The liberals love it. The liberal media loves Donald Trump. They've been protecting him. Donald Trump's concern, if anything, is the position of his children. He's old. He possibly might have a brain tumor. This dude is just ridiculous. It's not about 2020 for Donald Trump. It's about 2020 for a Trump. And it has nothing to do with the presidency. Has nothing to do with the presidency. Because liberals will have it. Liberals will have the House. Liberals will have the Senate eventually. They're going to have all three. Why? Because while you're fighting a battle, they're fighting a war. Liberals have always been trying to decimate what Republicans stand for, decimate conservatism, decimate morals and values, decimate Jesus Christ in the public square. This is what liberals are about. You show me where Donald Trump is not doing any of those liberal things. Because of the emotions of 20 to 25% of the country and Donald Trump's ability to buy Twitter retweets and buy followers. Yes, a rally, if it's got 10, 20,000 sycophants and tiki torches, they got them in their back pocket. 20,000 looks like a lot. Having a bunch of people looks like a lot. We have 320 million people. 20% of 320 million might seem like a lot, especially when a person can accommodate the media. When a person can do that, it looks like a lot. And to a politician, seat-thinking politician, Donald Trump's little looks like a lot. You guys are getting excited over these primaries. But the anti-moral, total bigoted, build a wall, separate families, that's what's winning on the right side of America when we don't never stand for that stuff. Yes, we can stand for a border, but we don't stand for ripping families apart. That's what liberals do. Liberals are the masters of ripping families apart. We don't do that. They use the welfare system to rip families apart, giving incentives to mothers that if the daddy's not in the home, they can get more money and food stamps and subsidized housing. That's what liberals do. We don't do that. But thanks to your local neighborhood Trojan elephant, now it looks like we do that with no heart. And because 20% looks like a lot, you get a bunch of people cheering and you get people running campaign ads where it looks like they're raising little miniature bigots by building walls and things like this. That's something that's casting us as insensitive. How is it making the liberals look? The ones that suspend your child from school when they pray over their food. The ones that kick your child off the football team if they pray at a football game. The ones that really do want to take the Merry Christmas out of Christmas. Now they're the ones that's running like they're the moral ones. When it seems like the Christians are defending adultery, Christians are defending sin, Christians are settling for evils, thanks to this registered Republican. They're winning the war, people. They let you have your battle. They let you have the battle. What fixes all of this? We the people, we fix this. See, our numbers are bigger than Donald Trump's numbers. If you get off of trying to protect the seat, if you get off of all this foolishness, if we come together, we the people, if we come together, our numbers are greater. Even if it is in the minority, we have historical proof that a very small number can save this country if we choose to fight. If we choose to fight right, we can save this country. Liberal Democrat voters don't want 8 years more of Obama. Look at what they were saying at the end of Obama's 8 years. This is what made Donald Trump registering as a Republican, a lifelong liberal. This is what made him the perfect Trojan horse for liberalism. Because the liberals already knew this New York billionaire swindler. They already knew him. They were comfortable with him where they weren't comfortable with any of the other Republicans. This is how they were able to get the crossovers. But you keep him in Republican status. You keep him in conservative status. He's not. He's a liberal. And he's helping them win the war. They're winning the war of ideas. They're winning the war of morals. They're winning the war of values. They're winning the war of protecting children. They're winning the war of keeping families together. When this is the antithesis of a liberal. We had 8 years of a liberal that was separating stuff. Give a great speech, great orator. Letting 300 and some odd black people out of jail, but not looking at the fact he put 900,000 people in. You like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. Alive from the pit of hell. This is what liberals do. And we're losing the war. But if we start functioning our conservatism, don't look at the election days. Look at the days that God is blessing us with. If we start functioning our conservatism and start going out there and impacting people's lives, producing something consistent and tangible as proof of our conservative values, if we start functioning our Christianity, if we go out there and impact communities with something consistent and tangible as proof of the power of Jesus Christ in our lives, producing powerful fruit, not powerful words. If we can start showing that we're being accountable for our country, we're being accountable for our fellow neighbor, regardless of party affiliation, church affiliation, or gang affiliation. If we go out there and show that we are going to be accountable, we are looking to God and he's looking at us saying, wow, those are some people being accountable. They understand the walk and the sacrifice of my son. They understand the price that my son paid for their souls. If we start functioning accountable to each other on this internet, regardless if they say something ridiculous or not, respect their ridiculous. Love them even though they're ridiculous. The way Jesus loved us and we were ridiculous. See, that's functioning Christianity. If we start doing these things, people will see the joy and the peace and the understanding of conservatism, the protectionism of conservatism. They'll understand what it's like to be a patriot. Because just like Jesus Christ, we showed them We didn't just tell them, we showed them. Yes, we have the power to produce miracles just like Christ. We can turn water to wine. What does that mean? That means we can reward some poor people for making a good, godly decision. See, that was the miracle of the water to wine. There was a poor man and a poor woman that said, we are going to get married the right way. We're not going to use the excuse. We're not going to play victims to our poverty. We're going to do it the right way. And they couldn't afford wine as a status of wealth or prosperity. They couldn't afford it. But they did the kind of prosperity that God wanted them to do. They said, we're going to be married even though we're poor. We're not going to make excuses that we're poor. We're not going to shack up together because we're poor. We're not going to do these things because we can't afford a house. We're not going to rob people because we can't afford a car. We're going to do this together under God. And Jesus rewarded them and showed the whole community how rich their decision was. And he turned the water to wine. He rewarded them. We can reward poor people for making good decisions. This is what we have the power to do. Once we reconcile our relationship back to Christ, once we let Christ function in our lives more than a crisis of political proportions, once we start letting Christ function in our lives, we can go reward liberal voters, poor people that play victim all day, and we can reward them for their good decision. We can do this, people. We can bring sight to the blind. We can feed the masses. Why? Because we can do all things through Christ Jesus who strengthens us. We can do these things. We don't have to be subjected to year 2 crisis of a Congress and year 6 crisis of a Senate and year 4 crisis of a presidency. We don't have to be subjected to that and still maintain our freedoms and still get people's souls saved. If we just start holding ourselves accountable and understanding and tell God, my bad. Stop being like Adam and keep pointing fingers. Well, God is that politician you gave me. God said, I ain't sent you no politician. I sent you my son. That's that dumb junk you own. We are right now, your favorite politician is protecting a liar, an habitual liar. And you think something's good gonna come of that? We lost the battle, and socialism is winning the war. Donald Trump, the media is not going to tell you the truth about Trump. They're going to be the same speculative liberal seat protectors that they are because they know they're winning the war. They got us fighting each other. They know Donald Trump, his job is to make sure Democrats get elected. He's a lifelong liberal Democrat. And you can do all that stuff. He's not a Republican. We know he's not a conservative. We knew that all along. But since you are not buying into never liberalism, we're still going to stay focused on Trump. I only talk about him because we got to get off of him. I'm trying to show you. It's our responsibility to save this country and pass these patriotic norms on to our children. It's our responsibility. Donald Trump is so out of touch. Now, this is the one that's going to save your children from the opioid crisis now. The one who thinks that you have to have an ID to buy groceries. That's who's going to save your children from the opioid crisis. And then his side chick sandblaster comes out there and says, well, what Donald Trump meant is alcohol. She went T-Pain on you, blaming on the alcohol. Come on, people, that's who's going to say, that's who's going to write a law or push an initiative to get your children off of drugs? That guy? He thinks that you got to have an ID to buy groceries. Or was it a Freudian slip? Don't forget now, this is the guy that thinks that all welfare recipients should get a box versus an EBT card. Maybe he's on to something. Maybe if you have an ID to prove that you can buy groceries as a free American citizen, don't forget he put that foolishness in when he's talking about voter ID. So if you have the right to vote, you need an ID. To prove you have that right, maybe you have the right, you need to have an ID to have the right to buy food. My man Cliff Kelly made a very good biblical point. when Cliff was alluding to in the Bible where you're going to have something in order to, you won't be able to buy and sell unless you have the mark of the beast. Interesting. Don't they put chips in IDs now? Interesting. But guess what? Guess whose mom's the word? While we're being led by this fool in chief, guess who's not saying anything? Your favorite politician that you're jumping on me because I won't promote him. I put more faith in you, an American citizen, Trump humper, politician humper, voting liberal. I'll put my faith in you more than I will any politician. Because all you need to know is who really loves you versus who's trying to buy your love. That's all you really need to know. Once you know who really loves you, once you see Jesus Christ functioning in us, you'll know that Jesus really loves you. Once you see conservatism functioning in your family, you'll know that the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the rule of law really loves you. These founding escaped slaves really loved you. Freedom really loves you. See, I'm not concerned about you being a Trump humper. That's why I accept you as a friend and I don't boot you and block you. Because my Bible tells me, in the end, even the rocks will cry out. That means a hard-headed person like you and me will cry out to Jesus one day. And I'd rather for us to start that process now. We have to function who we say we are, people. We have to function who we say we are. We have to function who we say we believe in. And we have to function accountability. So when we speak things of accountability, they know it's with love, not hate. This is where we are, people. This is where we are. It's being shown to us and proven to us every day. We might have won the battle, but you have to understand socialism is going to win this war unless we, the people, not them, the government, get our stuff together. We have to function for our children. We can no longer pass it off to somebody else who is dysfunctional. How does the media have the lowest approval rating? How does the Congress have the lowest approval rating? And all we manage to do is try to keep these people with low approval in position. We give the maximum donation up to $33,000 out of our pocket to keep this dysfunctional representative in his seat, her seat. I don't understand how we can look at our children the same way, knowing that we're stump humping for a politician in the swamp. Yes, I've been praying. I've been praying, people, honestly praying to position myself to be the vice presidential pick or run for president. I've been praying. I've been really praying. And right now, the Holy Spirit is saying, Phil, if you can't get these people to understand functioning conservatism off the stuff that you're doing, and if it's difficult to get a massive groundswell of support for something that's actually functioning and doing something, the realization of having the support of being the president of the United States, a righteous person, having the support to be the vice president of the United States, man, Phil, you got to keep it real, man. I know your listeners love you. I know they appreciate you. I know they know they're fair. They know you're fair, Phil. This is why they're hanging around. They know that you're a man of your word. They know that you're humble. They know it. But to be the president of the United States takes a special kind of support. It takes a special kind of support. I'd rather just stick to doing what it is that I'm doing and impact the country. But I do see, if I was the vice president of the United States, how many people would be inspired because of my functioning conservatism, my functioning Christianity, and accountability. That's what's needed in Washington. So I'm still praying. I'm not turning it totally down. But I'll just advocate for now for you guys to support the things that we're doing with Lil Jimmy, the books, the things this got me here. We have to fight for our country, people. We the people. We the people, not them, the government. Hey, if you'd like to support some of my functioning conservatism and the things that I'm doing, if you'd like to support it, please go to liljimmydjpaz.jimdo. That's Jim doing things. Jimdo.com. We have a button on there right up under our men's organization, Men on Point. It's tax deductible. You can make a donation. We need your help. Support the 1,000 books. We're trying to get 1,000 books. You go to Amazon, look up the book. I was being told, purchase the book and mail it. Mail it to 640 Highway 138 Southwest, Riverdale, Georgia, 30274. Care of Phil Williams or Lil Jimmy. Just mail the books. We're trying to get 1,000 books before September, when Lil Jimmy is the host of a very, very big event here in Atlanta. It's called the Kids Fest. Over 10,000 kids show up. And we're just trying to give 1,000 books away. I would love to get 10,000 books, but man, I'm having a hard time just getting 1,000. At the end of the day, I know God will provide. He always has. But I'm trying to ask you guys to get involved so that I can tell these children, look at what America is doing on your behalf. You're not alone. My awesome listeners help purchase these. We cannot continue to complain about what our children are doing and not doing, and then not do something about it, and then wait for one of these swamp monsters to get out their swampiness and wash off and then come and help our children. Support our programs. Jacob's Ladder, the only anti-drug CD in the country. The only thing getting in between little Dookie Stain promoting drugs to your children. Yes, Phil Williams, Life Music. We have the only CD of its kind in the country. Functioning conservatism. Functioning Christianity. Support Bazin Hell Zone, Patricia Bazin, Lil Jimmy's Get Fit Challenge. Support it. Going impacting children all over the place. Support Lil Jimmy's Always Positive tablets and teddy bears. We give brand new computer tablets to children who can't go to school. Support it. It's back to school time. Our children are about to be sent into the lion's den. And we're just trying to arm them with speaking to their dreams and giving them the tools so that they can combat bullying from liberals. Combat the indoctrination into socialism. Just need your support, people. That's all. If you don't want to support me, then at least commit to finding someone like me. They're out there. If you'd like me to come and speak to your community, if you want to bring a group of people together so I can share with them the advantages of investing in positivity versus continue to donate to positivity. If you'd like me to come in the community and share with them why we need to be conservatives, why it needs to be we the people, not them the government. If you need me to come in and give one of them cool little Phil Williams history lessons, so that white people don't have to feel guilty about something that they didn't participate in or their grandparent, great-great-great-grands might have did. No, that's not what it's about. You can't find black and white in the Bible, so we can't continue to make it black and white in the world, even if we have to use the word black and white to explain some things. We are closer to each other than we are farther apart. But the problem is that we're not boosting to a multi-millions view or listening to status. We're not putting on TV the kind of things that prove that we're closer together versus farther apart. The ones who's getting all the resources and the investments and the attention is the ones who's drawing us farther apart, and we are fundamentally transformed into just complaining about it. I'm trying to show you, no, we have to do something about it. Our God made viral. We have to take viral back out of the hands of the enemy. Our God created viral. When Jesus was born, the whole world knew about it. There was no internet. God is the internet. Jesus Christ, the vine, the branches. That's what God is talking about, people. We cannot relinquish the true vine and the true branches to the enemy and think that our country is not going to be where it's at right now. We must wake up and we must support things that prove we are who we say we are. We can no longer hide behind our thumbnails and our keyboards. Because we have a president of the United States that believes that you got to have an ID to buy groceries. Was he projecting, or is he just ignorant as hell? Come on, man. We're losing this war to socialism because we got sucked into a election to election battle. So that means you can win the battle but lose the war. I ain't going out like that. I'm not doing it. I don't think that you want to either. Support what things I'm doing. Support the things. I'll put this information back in the thing. Just know this, guys. I love you with everything that I have and everything that I don't have. We can save this country. I would love to be the president of the United States. But that takes a different kind of special kind of support. I do not want to be supported by special interests. I want to be supported by you guys because our interest is special. That's different. We have to shrink government by shrinking government and our involvement in how we deal with each other and how our communities function. It has its place. That's why we pray for our leaders, that we may have peace. It's not even guaranteed that you'll have peace when you pray for them, but that's what God told us to do, that you may have peace. That means give a all open and honest prayer. The ones that's asking us to pray for Donald Trump, none of them hypocrites prayed for Barack Obama. They prayed for him to fail. And now they're crying. Man, I pray for the leaders, but as far as their socialist agenda, I pray for Obama to fail, and I pray for Donald Trump to fail. I pray for Jesus Christ to succeed, because he has the ability to make our enemies behave. He has the ability to transform a Donald Trump or Barack Obama or whoever. Jesus Christ has that. Phil Williams don't. I'm just trying to encourage us to get closer to Jesus and help our babies. We the people, not them the government. Hey, I love you guys. I love this country. I love the Lord. And I couldn't love you or this country without Jesus Christ. And you're seeing that you're having a hard time doing it without him yourself. And for those people that know that you have it, I'm not talking to you. Not talking to you. Hey, you can mail a check or money order to Mustard Seed Faith. That's our church, 501c3, Mustard Seed Faith, under Pastor Jimmy A. Copeland. You can mail a check or money order to Mustard Seed Faith, P.O. Box 3331, Decatur, Georgia, 30031. Or you could PM me and let's make some arrangements to come to your communities. Trust me, it's way less than the max donation to a politician. A glorified seat protector. Hey, we may have come here on two separate ships, but we're all in the same boat now. And it takes both the black and white keys on the piano to play the Star Spangled Banner. So peace, love, together forever. Don't worry, be happy and feel that energy. And remember, what you are is God's gift to you. What you do with yourself is your gift to God. Only one life will be passed, but only what's done while you're here will last. We were blessed before we had color. So engage your mind and answer one question. Was winning the battle worth it, knowing that you have the potential to lose the war? The victor of this war is liberalism, socialism, and all the other schismisms that has nothing to do with us maintaining our freedom and passing that patriotic concept off to our children and grandchildren. And a tax cut and 30 pieces of silver should not be your saving grace. See how they got Judas. It made him commit suicide. Hey, I love you guys. Please share this video, because this liberal ran Facebook, that's how we do it. We share it because they tend to block me like they do my dude David Cholesterol. Constantly blocking me. Got him on a 30-day block again. Goes to show how effective he is. Goes to show how effective what I'm saying is. We make it go viral. We share it. Hey, love you guys. Again, God bless you. Thank you. Keep up the good work. And make sure your IDs are current. I don't want to see anybody starve at the grocery store. Love you. Blame it on the alcohol. That's what Sandblaster said. Blame it on the alcohol. I blame it on the fact that dude is stupid and he knows how more stupid we are. God bless you.